Ford stands tall as one of the most respected names in the automotive world, and when it comes to pickup trucks, nobody even comes close. But where Ford really shows its dominance is under the hood. The company's latest engine isn't just powerful, it's a mechanical beast that's leaving rival manufacturers in the dust. Ford has built some truly iconic engines over the years, many of which are still worshipped by gearheads and enthusiasts. But this newest creation is something else entirely. So what exactly makes this engine so special, and why is it making waves across the entire auto industry? Let's dive in. The engine is the heart and soul of any vehicle. Without it, a car is just a shell, lifeless and still. A well-engineered powertrain can turn an average model into a legend, which is why automakers put so much time and effort into getting it just right. And when it comes to legendary beginnings, Ford's story is as unique as they come. Believe it or not, the roots of this global automotive powerhouse trace back to a small apartment kitchen in Detroit at 58 Bagley Avenue. Clara Ford ran the household, and her kitchen became the birthplace of history. While her husband, the visionary Henry Ford, cranked the flywheel and sparked the ignition, Clara carefully dropped fuel into the intake valve, one drip at a time. Then it happened. That hand-built, bare-bones engine coughed to life right there above the kitchen sink. In that moment, Henry Ford's dream took its first breath, and the journey that would change the auto industry forever had officially begun. That primitive motor was made from simple black iron tubing, drilled and shaped by hand to fit a piston barely an inch wide. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. The build. And it sparked a legacy that would define performance for generations. The flywheel starting handle was connected by a straightforward rod and crank setup. The final component came from standard hardware and plumbing supply stores. The engine has been recreated by generations of home craftsmen as a building project, and if you want to try it yourself, plans are accessible online. Ford, however, has decided not to publish the plans for the terrifying Godzilla engine online. It is rare for a major AM manufacturer to release an entirely new V8 engine, much less one that drives performance fanatics insane. But the Ford Motor Company did just that when it unveiled the brand. New Godzilla 7.3L gasoline V8, the engine. The powerful V8 engine, designed for Super Duty vehicles, generates best-in-class torque of 475 foot-pounds at 4,000 revolutions per minute, and 430 horsepower at 5,500 revolutions per minute. The most intriguing aspect of this release was how Ford essentially abandoned the modular or Coyote platform it had been working on for more than 2 decades in favor of a cam and block design with pushrods and wedge-style heads. The most current Ford gasoline-powered pushrod V8 was a 302 with 210 horsepower found in the 2001 Explorer. In fact, the company hadn't made a pushrod V8 engine for exactly 20 years. The 445 cubic inch new pushrod engine is not intended for the 2021 Mustang, but it is available as a crate engine for swaps or custom builds through Ford Performance. And the aftermarket is starting to respond with performance accessories. Godzilla Engine. The Godzilla Engine, a heavy-duty engine that is potent, enduring, and reasonably priced to manufacture and operate, was initially conceived as an option for the F-250 and other Super Duty versions. But the same characteristics that make it a potent truck engine also thrill hot rod enthusiasts. In one instance, the engine produced nearly 700 horsepower when operated normally and 1,450 horsepower when operated with a supercharger. Ford actually made an effort to create something that could be thrown into a pickup truck or heavy-duty vehicle, and it was successful. Homeowners who own motors and dump trucks are additional groups that favor using the engine. Ford also aimed for simple maintenance and lower costs. It applied what it had learned about engine design to this power plant. It was created by the same designer who worked on the Shelby GT350's 522L and 520L intake ports. It's a brand new, uncompromised design made to be extremely durable. Predator engine. The revised Ford Coyote V8, which offered superior performance and economy to its predecessors, serves as the foundation for the Predator. With the original Ford 5.0L Coyote block, it uses an improved version but with stronger heads, pistons, crankshafts, and other parts made to tolerate high cylinder pressures. The Ford Predator V8 was created to be fitted in a range of Ford Mustangs with both manual and automatic transmissions. It has many components in common with other contemporary American performance engines, outperforming the 5.2L Voodoo V8 engine in the preceding GT500 by more than 134 horsepower. Crossplane crank. The naturally aspirated flat, plain Voodoo V8 in the GT350 had a crossplane crank, whereas the 5.2L supercharged engine does not. This indicates that the firing order is set up around a hypothetical plane that bisects the engine rather than being dispersed in a line as in a regular Vate. The end result is a significantly stronger crank that can handle more power and increase torque at both low and high RPM power delivery. The GT 350 lacked the characteristic Vate rumbling and engine noise that we all fell in love with in the 1980s, which is also provided by the cross-plane crank, Coyote engine. The solid block construction of the Predator Vate engine minimizes weight while boosting overall strength. In addition, the 5.2L engine's forged internals increase durability compared to competing engines and enable it to manage greater horsepower and torque. The Predator's 2 overhead camshafts, which are lighter than a single overhead camshaft design, increase airflow through the cylinder heads. The new Ford 5.0L aluminum cylinder head aids in weight reduction and improves cooling performance. A specifically created intake manifold with 2 throttle bodies is also added for better performance. Ford's relentless pursuit of power, efficiency, and durability continues to push the boundaries of automotive engineering. The Godzilla and Predator engines represent the pinnacle of the company's current capabilities, but the question remains, what's next? With tightening emissions regulations and the global shift toward electrification, Ford has also been investing heavily in hybrid and electric powertrains. However, the company has made it clear that high-performance internal combustion engines aren't going away anytime soon. Ford's engineers are already rumored to be working on even more advanced Vate designs, possibly incorporating hybrid technology to boost power while meeting stricter environmental standards. The legacy continues. From the humble beginnings in Clara Ford's kitchen to the monstrous Godzilla and Predator engines, Ford's legacy of innovation and performance remains unmatched. These engines aren't just about raw power, they're about engineering excellence, reliability, and the thrill of driving. Whether you're a hot rod enthusiast looking for a crate engine to drop into a custom build, a truck owner needing unstoppable torque, or a Mustang fan craving supercharged horsepower, Ford has an engine that fits. The Godzilla and Predator stand as testaments to what happens when decades of experience, cutting-edge technology, and a passion for performance come together. So, which engine excites you the most? The ground-pounding Godzilla, built for brute strength and endurance, or the high, revving, supercharged Predator, designed to dominate the track? One thing's for sure, Ford isn't done yet, and the future of performance engines looks brighter than ever. The Coyote engine is no longer naturally aspirated, which distinguishes it from earlier iterations. Indeed, the era of wholly naturally aspirated engines is over due to the fact that even the Mustang now has a noisy supercharger. This may take away from the cross-plane crank, V-Axe's magnificent output, but it takes more than that to make up for the excellent performance and a ton of horsepower and torque. How, therefore, did the engineers manage to rev the Voodoo Vate without blowing it up? They were able to safely increase the boost by lowering the compression rate for this engine from 12.1 to 9.51. By reducing the compression and utilizing the cross-plane crank, they're able to prevent detonation and cylinder failure caused by the cylinders being overpressurized. They can do much more to boost the engine now that they have the new cross-plane crank. An Edelbrock TVS RE2650 supercharger, which produces 760 horsepower or more, is connected to these engines. Ford engineers have been working relentlessly for years to produce the most durable engines available, and the result is the Predator. In fact, they're constructed so well that it will be very difficult to destroy one when using it normally.